In 1920, a man named Buckminster Fuller had an idea to create affordable and autonomous housing for Americans. And in 1930, just a year after the Great Depression, he would create his design for this idea and name it the Dymaxion House. It was a hexagon shaped house made of aluminum with its own water tanks and even a space efficient dresser. It had a convection driven ventilator that created self sustainable heating and air conditioning. The house would also create its own electricity with a wind turbine on the top, and it needed no gutters and was made for areas with extreme weather. In 1944, Beech Aircraft Industries contracted Fuller to finally make his Dymaxion house a reality, as they were an aircraft company with an abundance of aluminum from all the planes being built during World War II. And they knew that when the war ended, soldiers would come home looking for cheap and affordable housing. Sadly, the Dymaxion house could not find enough investors to make it to market. The idea would have been that all of the parts for the house could be packed into one tube, so the house could be moved with ease. The company would assemble the house and actually airlift it to empty lots that people bought. It would have cost $6,500 in 1945, or around $117,000 today. And after the house was airlifted and dropped in your lot, you'd be living literally off the grid with no need to pay an electric, water, or gas bill, as the house was self-sustaining. Fortune magazine even pointed out that it was likely to produce greater social consequences than the introduction of the automobile, as there would be many companies driven out of business if everyone had autonomous housing. Although it never made it to market, one man who was an investor in the Dymaxion house named William Graham was able to buy a prototype in 1946 and actually constructed the only ever existing version of this house on his farm in Wichita, Kansas, but with many significant changes, as the house was very creaky due to the metal frame of the house, and Graham also added a porch. In 1964, the Dymaxion house actually withstood a Kansas tornado. After William Graham passed away, his family donated the structure to the Henry Ford Museum, who restored it to the original design that Buckminster Fuller intended. And that is where it still sits today.